there's so many things that I knew before I started forex trading that would have helped my journey to become a lot more simpler, a lot more faster, right, and a lot more profitable with time, right? So I'm going to be sharing about 5 tips that you can use in order, but they are just 5 summarized tips. But within those tips, I'm going to be adding a little bit more flesh so that you guys can understand, right? So when I started trading, it was quite hard because I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have anyone who I could ask for anything, who could ask for advice. Just maybe here and there, I would watch some YouTube videos so that I would get what I would get some help. So that's why I use this YouTube channel to maybe help you guys in order to fasten your results, right? So that you get results faster, right? So one of the first things that I thought wish I knew that I knew I wish one of the things I wish I knew earlier was that I wish I knew that you always have to trade with the trend if you want to be profitable, right? So trading is with the trend is one of the best things that anyone can teach you, right? One of the best advices that I can give you, because if you don't trade with the trend, then you're in a mess, right? So in most of your trades, you are likely going to be losing them, right? So let's take this for example over here, right? So I'm just going to be giving a few examples here and there. Right, so over here, as you can see, we're in a downtrend. Our moving averages are above the candlesticks, and we're breaking structure to the downside, creating lower lows and all that stuff, right? So maybe you come over here, right, and you see that the market is so like it wants to create what a W, right? Over here, we've got what a support area, blah blah blah. We've got a mini breaking market structure, right? So, but if you just waited, and as you can see over here, the market is still what is still in a downtrend, right? So it's better just to wait for the moving averages to cross over or to wait for a proper breaking market structure, right? So this over here, I don't count it as a breaking market structure because the breaking market structure is so weak, right? So over here, I don't count it as a breaking market structure, but it's better just to wait for a proper breaking market structure, right? This was a better breaking market structure because the market is a little bit more power, right? Over here, this one is too consolidating. I don't think consider it as a breaking market structure, right? So if you end up for your, let's guess what, if you end up for your W setup over here, you end up for your buy, right? As you can see, the market just went up a little bit and then just came to hit your stop loss, right? So over here, it's better to look, as long as my moving averages are on top of the candlesticks, I just look for my selling opportunities until there's a change in the market direction, right? So this will help you a lot of the times, right? So you have to what to trade in the trend, and alongside trading with the trend, you also have to avoid just quickly exiting winning trades. Let's say you got this entry over here, maybe you marked your zones over here, right? Though it didn't come back to retest these areas over here, but let's say you just use your moving average over here, right? And you enter this trade, right? And maybe you see let me use my crosshair. Maybe you see this, you entered for your sale over here, and you see this little spike over here, right? And you guess what? You exit. And imagine how you would feel if you watch the market continue to go down and down and down and down and down until it reaches this point over here. And you've eaten maybe what quarter of that move, right? So avoid exiting too early in a winning trade, right? What I suggest that you do is if you see that your trade is in profit, just move the stop loss way in profit, right? And you just leave the trade, right? That is only if and only if, right? If and only if you know that the market is truly in that trend, right? If you suspect that there might be a change in trend, then it's better that you exit that trade, right? So, but if you know that the market is in a downtrend, it's better that you just hold that trade and maybe even look for more opportunities to add more positions. A pullback just means more opportunities what to add more positions, right? You just have to keep on adding positions, right? So that was point what number one that I wish I knew earlier, right? Then the second point that I wish I knew earlier was that I had to be very, very patient with trading, right? With trading, you have to, that's where your patience is tested, guys. Imagine, imagine you're just keeping on losing money, right? Yeah, patience is one of the things that uh, you you have to be very, very patient, right? So that emotions will get the better of you and a lot of things, right? So with patience, you have to avoid the fear of missing out, right? So let's say maybe yeah, for this example that I was saying, maybe you buy over here, right? And you buy even late, right? So you are just scared that maybe the market will form a W and leave me out, right? So avoid the fear of missing out until you wait for what, for a proper setup to work, right? You have the patience to wait for a proper setup, and then you enter. You don't have to be in a trade each and every single time, right? Wait for the best setup and avoid the fear of missing out, the fear of wanting to get the snipest entries and flexing with other traders, right? So you have to avoid the fear of missing out. And then other thing that you have to be patient about is sticking to one strategy, right? So I suggest that you learn one strategy at a time, right? If you're learning order blocks this week, make sure that it's just order blocks, right? And you are combining with other strategies that you already know. But if you are starting from scratch, I suggest that you just focus on one thing, right? You don't have to focus on 15 different things all at once. Just focus on one thing first, and then progressively add confluence. And I also advise that you have more than one strategy to use, because the market needs confluence, and it's got many patterns that you can use that you can enter differently using many strategies, right? So you have to know what the market is doing, but you don't have to learn 15 things at the same time, right? So if I'm learning order blocks, right, I'm going to be using only order blocks, right? But if I already know zone flips, I'm going to be combining those two, right? But I don't have to use, maybe I don't know anything about trend lines, or moving averages or the RSI. So I don't have to learn each and everything at the same time, right? So you have to be patient with the things that you are using, right? And another thing that proves that you are not patient is that by now I'm sure about even 3/4 or half of the people who clicked on this video have already clicked on this video, and it means that they are not patient enough. So if you're not patient enough to watch this entire video, then guess what? You're not going to be patient with the market, right? That's why I put this point second, so that I just show you the results of not being patient, right? So that I show you that not everyone is patient, right? And if you are still sticking around till this point, I'm proud of you. And I'm almost sure that you're going to be profitable, because you are going to be patient until you make profit. If you are patient, you also have perseverance, right? You have the strength, you have the zeal to keep on pushing forward even when things get hard. So if you stuck around till this point, I'm proud of you. Right, then for the third point that I want to share with you guys is that I wish I knew that I have to have a trading plan, right? Having a trading plan is one of the best decisions that you can make in your life, right? Having a trading plan means that you plan which entries you are going to take, right? The ways you are going to enter, right? If you are in your plan, you say that I only enter where the trend is, where the moving averages are pointing, where there's a zone flip, where I have two confluences. My overall stop loss per day is maybe $15. My overall target is $50. My total, the maximum, I'm talking about the maximum over here, that you can even stop at 30, but the maximum is 50. The trading plan has many things, right? So you also record maybe you lost a trade, right? And you record why you think you lost that trade, so that it helps you improve on where you lagged, right? It helps you improve from your past mistakes, right? So you keep on remembering that that last time I was crossing my limits, I got too emotional, I got whatever, I entered too early, right? So next time when that same setup appears again, you know what you don't have to do, right? So having a trading plan helps you accomplish that. And having a trading plan also means that you are not comparing yourself with others. Maybe your friend or your mate or whoever made $1,000, and you are not competing with them, because you know your account. Maybe you have a $10 account, you have a $15 account, right? You don't have to compete with others, because all of you have different capitals, you have different equity in your account, you have different types of traders. Maybe you're a scalper, is a swinger, or is a position trader, whatever, right? So you've got different strategies. You react to emotions differently. Many things go into play in this, right? So you don't have to compare yourselves with others, right? And having targets, right, also helps you, so that you have a winning streak and you are already in profit, $100, right? And then because you don't have targets, right, you enter one last trade, and guess what? You lose $80. You're remaining with $20 profit when you knew that you had 100. This leads you to act out of emotion, and this leads us to our fourth point: is that I wish I knew that I have to be able to be in control of my emotions. How to control my emotions, right? So having a trading plan is one of those things that you can use in order to be in control of your emotions, because you're not going to be doing anything that is not in your trading plan. So I advise you guys to have a trading plan and always act with what controlling your emotions. Always act knowing that you have to keep your emotions at bay, right? You don't have to consider them, right? Maybe you lost one, or maybe even $100 or $50, right? You don't have to get angry and start over trading and start revenge trading, right? But stick to your trading plan and enter only the setups that you enter. And if you think that you are too emotional, or if you are too greedy, and even if you are winning too much in the market, it's better that you stay off the market for a little while, then you have the right mindset, then come back later, right? Those are the best tips that I'm giving you over here. Then for the last things, the last point that I wish I knew earlier is that I wish I knew that I have to deposit enough money, to deposit enough equity, deposit money that will give me enough chances to enter in the market, right? So I like to look at equity as I like to look at equity as lives, maybe, so like lives or chances, right? So if, let's say, we have two traders, one is $10 and the other is $100, right? Who do you think is going to lose faster, right? So maybe our stop loss is $10, right? And we've got a setup. The first setup doesn't work. The one with the $10, his stop loss has already been hit. But the one with $100 is now back to $90, right? And guess what? Again, if we have a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, guess what? He can lose two times, and one trade that he wins, he gains a profit of $10, right? So if you have a larger capital, if you have more money, it means that you have more chances, more lives to keep on entering the market, right? Because proper setups are always going to come, right? And setups that are going to give you money will always come, right? So it's better to wait until you have enough money to deposit in the market, so that you keep on what you get to make profit, right? So over here, those are the tips that I'm going to be I have shared with you, and I think you should consider following them just as they are, so that you are able to improve your trading style faster, your trading journey faster, right? You become profitable faster, right? And if you want to learn more strategies, then I suggest that you subscribe to my channel.